Mic check 1 2 1 2. If I can be heard, give me a 4 up in the chat. Give me a 4 up in the chat if I can be heard. Bless up. Bless up. All praise to the Creator, the Most High, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahuwah. All praise, glory, and honor. May the teachings and may the light of the Most High and the teachings of Mashiach reign in the hearts and minds of all you brothers and sisters. Bless up. All praises. All right, let me share this real quick and let's get into it. Let's get into it. Blessings to the family. Shout out to all the haters, y'all jackers and naysayers. We love y'all too. All right, let me share this real quick. And let's work. Let's work. No, we here to work. We're not here to play with nobody. We're here to work.
I've spoken to many of the top names in plant-based medicine, but I've never shared an interview quite like this one.
She got her life back. You can't put that into words.
This video sees Dr. Milton Mills of What the Health fame
as a form of institutionalized racism
open up about life, death, and how his daily struggles influence him as a doctor.
Sometimes people ask, well, why are you carrying around extra weight?
I've met him briefly before, and it was very clear that he doesn't hold back when it comes to responding to critics.
What I would say to Joe Rogan is, Joe Rogan, you need more fiber in your diet because you're full of it.
I had so many questions I wanted to ask him, starting with why he thinks we are herbivores by design.
Look at the way human beings are actually constructed anatomically, and if you look at our physiology, we are truly strict herbivores. And that's why when we depart from a strictly plant-based diet, we become ill. That's why diets that contain large amounts of animal food are associated with a number of chronic diseases like heart disease, cancer, diabetes, autoimmune diseases, high blood pressure, stroke. The more we eliminate animal foods from our diet, the healthier we are. And again, it has to do with the fact that we are really designed to eat a strictly plant-based diet.
Yeah. And I guess for the people that want to know how specifically we're designed anatomically to eat plants, you just have to look at our physiology, like the jaw structure, the stomach acidity, the length of our intestine, stuff like that. What do you say, though, to the people that say that might be true, but the only reason we're here today is because we ate meat back in the day and we survived because of meat? What do you say to that?
Yeah, there are a number of people who have advanced these theories. And number one, none of the people putting forth those theories are physicians. And the reason I make that point is because if they understood what meat does to our health and to our physiology, they would never make that argument. First of all, there is no way that Stone Age humans could possibly hunt efficiently enough to gather enough animal food to make that their primary means of gaining nutrition, number one. Number two, people have come up with theories saying, oh, well, okay, yeah, it's clear that humans couldn't hunt well enough to collect enough meat to live off of, so human beings scavenge. Well, that's a ridiculous statement, because it's clear that we do not have the physiology of a scavenger. I mean, at least in America, every Thanksgiving, people get sick from eating poorly cooked turkey. And that's a turkey cooked in a, $1,000 stainless steel range that has temperature control. There's no way people eating rotting flesh, burned in some fire could possibly hope to sterilize that flesh well enough to prevent themselves from becoming ill. So we clearly are not scavengers. Furthermore, most large savanna predators don't leave enough tissue on their kills to scavenge. And if there is food left, they guard those kills jealously and don't allow other animals, including humans, to actually come and try to scavenge from them. And then lastly, there really is no advantage in human beings eating large amounts of protein. There is no point to consuming huge amounts of protein because it's not healthy for us. Number one, the human brain is mostly fatty tissue. It burns pure glucose, which comes from carbohydrate. Protein is not the preferred energy source for our brain. So eating huge amounts of protein is not helpful for us because our bodies can't store protein. And so any protein that we take in over and above what we use on a daily basis, which is approximately, say, 50 to 60 grams of protein on a given day, is converted into carbohydrate anyway. And that process of converting that protein into carbohydrate is very energetically costly. It dehydrates us, and therefore it doesn't pay for us to try to eat huge amounts of protein because it saps too much energy, uses up too much water, and doesn't get us any physiologic benefit. So again, it doesn't make sense that humans would have wasted a lot of energy looking for protein that doesn't help us. And there's a researcher out of UC Berkeley by the name of Catherine Milton who has this absurd theory that meat caused humans to develop large brains. Number one, it's an illogical argument. It makes no sense whatsoever for the reasons that I just outlined. There's nothing about meat that in any way stimulates brain development. And if, in fact, eating meat or hunting stimulated brain development, then the carnivores would have the biggest brains of all animals, and they don't. And which is why if you have a dog, he still drinks from the toilet. You know, they're not very bright. So yeah, there's nothing about meat that in any way is important for brain development or brain function. In fact, in terms of the intelligence, it requires much more intelligence to learn how to exploit plant-based resources in an environment. Because number one, you have to be able to recognize, wait a minute, these plants over here are flowering. That means that in approximately 90 days, these plants are going to be fruiting. So I have to, one, remember where these plants are in the environment. I have to be able to tell time so I can come back and then collect these fruits when they're available, and then take these fruits and cache them so that I will have a source of food that's going to last me for a period of time. And not only that, once you recognize that dynamic, that a flower ultimately leads to fruit, you can then apply that to not just say an apple tree or a peach tree. You can recognize the flower on a squash plant. Say, oh goodness, I can come back and look for something to eat in a month or two from this plant. And that will then allow you to exploit a much wider range of food throughout your environment than just being held to just this tree or this food source or that food source. And again, that requires a much greater intellectual ability to make those kinds of connections and to be able to exploit those sort of food resources throughout your environment than just trying to chase something and kill it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because from what you just said, it's made me realize, like, the reason plants are so colorful, for example, fruit and veg, is so bright to the human eye, is because humans are natural herbivores. We're designed to eat these foods. I'm just wondering whether there's any other evidence like this that clearly shows we're natural herbivores.
If you think about plants, the edible plant parts are hand-sized objects that are smooth-edged, brightly colored, and they're small enough to be held in the hand, and of course they smell and taste like plants. So what do we do to animal tissue to make it acceptable to us? We take it, we skin it, we cut it into these smooth-edged, hand-sized objects. We then take the blood out of it, we cook it so that instead of being wet and slimy, it's now firm like plant tissues. But most importantly, we cover it with all of these plant products to try and make it taste like plants, which is what our brain really wants. So we really don't want the animal tissue, because if we did, we eat it the way the carnivores do: wet, slimy, bloody, and rotting. No, we take it and try to make it look and taste and smell like plants in order to make it acceptable. Furthermore, the fact that we actually cover ourselves with the scents of plants to make ourselves more attractive tells us that plants have always been important throughout our existence as a species. And the reason we like to smell like plants is because that is a subtle signal to our brain that we have been ingesting the compounds that actually make us healthier, make us live longer, and make us more resistant to disease.
Yeah, that I guess it makes a lot of sense, and I'm sure like most people would agree. Some people though, the naysayers and the critics would say, what about B12 though? How do you respond to that?
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're going to ignore all the heart disease, all the cancer, all the diabetes, and all of that. We're just going to talk about B12. Well, okay, let's talk about B12. All B12 is made by bacteria. That no animal makes B12, no plant makes B12. And when human beings were living in more natural settings, we got B12 all the time from the dirt, from water sources, from, many things in our environment. But where do we live now? We live in these concrete and steel jungles that we've invented for ourselves. So we've eliminated the natural sources of B12.
Mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Can I be heard? If I can be heard, give me a Yahoo. Give me a Yahoo up in the chat if I can be heard. Bless up, family. Good to see y'all in the building. Abundant blessings to all you brothers and sisters. I salute all y'all in the name of the Most High, the Creator, Yahweh, Yahweh. All praises, glory down to the Most High. Good to see y'all in the building. All right. Shout out to my Nazarene scene brotherhood, sisterhood. Shout out to my faithless brothers and sisters. Y'all already know what time it is. We're here to eat. We're here to throw down. I see all the Yahoos in the building. Roddy Rod, I see you. I see you, YAH'KI. Bless up. Bless up. Big homie outside in the NehemiYAH in the building. Big homie. I see you. Bless up. Bless up. I see you. I see you in the building. Who else we got up in here? Irish Stevens in the building. I see you. Bless up. I don't know why the light look kind of crazy on this deal. I'm bad. I don't know what's going on around here. This is weird. Anyway, good to see y'all in the building. All right, I see you. Who else we got up in here? The Rain 247. Bless up. My Dwayne Samuel Hosey in the building. The baseball slugger. Bless up. Y'all Google the Hebrew. Y'all Google the Hebrew. Stephen Atoria Moore, my beloved brethren in the building. Bless up. I see y'all in the building. Yehuda Israel. Bless up. I'm going hard out there on that meta, that Facebook, that meta. I see you. You and the wifey, man. Abundant blessings to your family. Hallelujah, Shekinah. What up? Where you at? I thought you was pulling through the loose song. No, we need to chop it on up, brother. I'm eating something lawful. Mm-hmm. All right, my Facebook friend, Toya Zafin Yahoo. Bless up. Cosmo and Cal P in the building. Shout out to the faithers, man. Believe that, know that. Bless up. Tikva Natanya, my beloved sister. Shout out to the faithers. Created gang in the building. Bless up. Clip up. Anna Nails, my TX sister. What's the word, Anna? Happy belated. Happy belated. You already know. Bless up. Bless up. Eliyahu, Yahoo. Brethren. Imai Robbie Dobson. Kanaya El Patya in the building. Bless up. My YAH'Yah dreaded Nazir in the building. Shout out to the Nazarene faithers in the building. Bless up. The elder NehemiYAH Mabarak in the building. Bless up. Bless up. Bless up. Y'all in the building. John Kidd in the building. Blessings to your fam. Yosef the Nazarene, my DC brethren. Bless up. I see y'all. And look, anybody else I didn't mention, Ears to the Street. Salute, King. What's the word? Anybody else I didn't mention? May the peace and love and protection of the Creator surround you and everybody attached to you. Believe that, know that. Shout out to all the haters, jaw jackers, and naysayers. We love y'all too. Bless up. All right, let's work. Let's work. So y'all see the title, right? Let me go ahead and get to sharing my screen real quick. Let's go ahead and drop about a 100-round clip and get on the out of here. What y'all think? Huh? Good to see y'all in the building. Believe that. Y'all forgive me. I don't got my ring light with me right now. You like got my ring light behind me to light me. So, you know, we just gonna go ahead and get it done. You understand? Easy work. All right, so let me share this real quick. Let's see how we gonna work first. First things first, we're gonna go to Luke chapter 2, just real quick. I want to show y'all something. Something that need to be seen. All right. Visit to Jerusalem. Y'all see that? It's Messiah, around 12 years old, going to Jerusalem. And then you remember the story where they was looking for him, couldn't find him. And then they doubled back to Jerusalem and found him what? Found him disputing amongst the learned men and talking amongst them and questioning them, right? Well, look at it. That's Luke 2, start at verse 41. It said, now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast. And when they had fulfilled, my bad, y'all. Go ahead. 43. And when they had fulfilled the days, as they returned, the child Yahshua tarried behind in Jerusalem, and Joseph and his mother knew not of it. But they, supposing him to have been in the company, went a day's journey, and they sought him among their kinsfolk and acquaintance. And when they found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem, seeking him. And it came to pass that after 3 days, they found him in the temple. Look at this. Look at this. After 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions. This said 12. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, your father and I have sought thee sorrowing. And he said unto them, how is it that ye sought me? Wish ye not that I must be about my father's business? And they understood not the saying which he spake unto them. All right, then it goes on. Right, matter of fact, let's finish it off. 51. And he went down with them and came to Nazarene and was subject unto them. But his mother kept all these sayings in her heart. And Yahshua increased in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. Now, look, I used to always wonder, like, what was he chopping it up with them about? What was really being spoken about? Right here. Verse 46. And it came to pass that after 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, your father and I have sought thee sorrowing. So they were amazed at this young man, at this 12-year-old Messiah. They were amazed at him. Right? And according to him, he's saying that's his father's business. So don't forget that this is not like something small. You dealing with, this is a 12-year-old young man. You understand? Chopping it up with elders and doctors of the law. People that spent decades in this. And they are astonished at his understanding and answers. They're baffled. You understand? They're baffled. Now, let me drop that right there. Now, what I want to go show real quick, I want to go show out the gospel of the Nazarene. I want to go show this too. Now watch this. And then we got the, matter of fact, nope. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go show something else first. Let me show this first. All right. Then we're gonna go to the Nazarene gospel. Got you. See y'all in the building. Bless up. Bless up. So let's go get a deeper understanding into what was being discussed. What was being discussed. All right. Now, again, some of these things you hear and see may not resonate with you. All right. May answer a few questions for you, it may not. Every man and woman got a right to, you understand, entertain or not. All right, hold on for 1 second, y'all. 1 second. So we about to go right here to the first gospel of the infancy of Yahshua, who they call Jesus Christ. This is in the lost books of the Bible. Many of the brothers, we done read this stuff years ago. All right, this is not new to a lot of brothers that's been in the knowledge for a long time. A lot of us been known about this. And the history of it is right here in the beginning. All right, talking about how it was read in the 2nd century amongst different Gnostic sects and sects of Christians in the 2nd century and all that. All right, so I'm gonna let y'all look the history up on it. All right, but it was first translated and published, this gospel, in 1697. All right, and it's the historical basis of it. It was received by the Gnostics, a sect of the Christians, in the 2nd century. And it goes on. Other church fathers mention it: Eusebius, Athanasius, Epiphanius, Chrysostom, and Sozomen. A lot of them mention that. All right, I want to get down to when he was 12 in the temple, though. Now, this whole story is wild. I will advise y'all to read it from chapter 1 all the way through. 22 chapters. And when I tell y'all, hey, he in there catching bodies and all type, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me share this with y'all nonetheless. All right. This is the infancy story of Yahshua. We're going to go down to chapter 21 because we was reading how they were astonished at his understanding and his answers when he was in the temple. All right, let's get a little background on that. All right, just a little bit. You dig? Some people afraid of these type of writings, but it is what it is. All right. All right, so this is right here is chapter 21, infancy story, or the infancy story of Jesus Christ or Yahshua. All right. All right. So it says right here, and when he was 12 years old, they brought him to Jerusalem to the feast. And when the feast was over, they returned. But the master Yahshua continued behind in the temple among the doctors and elders and learned men of Israel, to whom he proposed several questions of learning and also gave them answers. All right, so this is going more in detail of what was being done or what was being said during that time. All right, trip off this. Trip off this. Verse 3, for he said to them, whose son is the Messiah? They answered, the son of David. Why then, said he, does he in the spirit call him master? When he saith, the Most High said to my master, sit thou at my right hand till I have made thine enemies thy footstool. Then a certain principal rabbi asked him, hast thou read books? Yahshua answered, he had read both books and the things which were contained in books. And he explained to them the books of the law and precepts and statutes and the mysteries which are contained in the books of the prophets, things which the mind of no creature could reach. And he's 12. And he explained to them the books of the law and the precepts and statutes and the mysteries which are contained in the books of the prophets, things which the mind of no creature could reach. So we talking about his education, right? Many trials. Then said that rabbi, I never yet have seen or heard of such knowledge. What do you think that boy will be? When a certain astronomer who was present asked the master Yahshua. Now we talking about there was an astronomer there. So they went into the high science and studying of the heavens. And he's asking him at 12 these things. When a certain astronomer who was present asked the master Yahshua whether he had studied astronomy. The master Yahshua replied and told him the number of the who? The spheres. The number of the spheres and heavenly bodies. Oh, wait. You want to ask him about this 12-year-old Messiah about the heavens, do you? Huh? Look at this. And he said them heavenly bodies are spherical. They're spheres. Look at this. The Master Yahshua replied and told him the number of the spheres and heavenly bodies, as also their triangular, square, and sextile aspect, their progressive and retrograde motion. Oh, you know about the retrogrades. You know Mercury in retrograde? Yeah, look at this. Their progressive and retrograde motion, their size, and several prognostications and other things, which the reason of man had never discovered. You see this? You see this? He goes into and breaks down the understanding that the heavens are spherical, the heavenly bodies, the sextile aspects and all that. Let's show some of that. Let's show some of that real quick. We'll come back there. Hold on 1 second. Let's show some of that real quick. That's the infancy story of Yahshua. I just want to show a little taste. I don't mean no harm. Trust me, I don't mean no harm. Okay, so what did he say? An astronomer asked 12-year-old Messiah, had he ever studied astronomy? The Master Yahshua replied and told him the number of the spheres and heavenly bodies, as also their triangular, square, and sextile aspect, the progressive and retrograde motion, their size, and several prognostications, and other things which the reason of man had never discovered. Oh, wait. So when we look at these spheres, these heavenly bodies, when we look at all this, describe the heaven. They asked him about astronomy. He described retrograde, sextile aspects. Look up some of that real quick. Look at this. I got to look up some of this stuff. Let's look it up on the fly. Sextile. We say aspects. That's what that is. Let's see. Oh. Maybe here. We're talking about the heavens. Let's just put sextile in. We ain't talking about no group of no people. Sextile shapes. I'm putting heavens. Okay, so you see basically here. Basically that famous shape a lot of our brethren is into. You see these in the heavens, certain constellations and all that line up. So he broke down the different shapes, the spherical, the triangular, square, and sextile aspect of the heavens, the retrogrades, the motion. So he wasn't teaching that the heavens are still. Wasn't teaching none of that. See that? Somebody gonna get mad. Brother Cosmo Cal say Waspi reveals the same doctrine that was given to Yahshua is now today containing a Waspi. The same thing, same exact revelation. No doubt, bro. Hey, look, Waspi definitely is a eye opener. Definitely, brother. Right here, geometry. Bezel in the building. I see Anna talking about what do you say, that web? It all lines up. De facto. All right, let's get back to it. Let's go read some more about Messiah in the temple, astonishing even the astronomers. Nah, ain't no witchcraft over here. Hell to the no. Oh, man. All right, now watch this. Let's get back to it. All right. Bless up. Here we go, right here. All right, so we right back at it. All right, this is the infancy story of Yahshua when he was 12 years old. You know what I mean? In the temple. And look what he's talking about. He's talking about the mysteries of the Torah, the prophets. Then they asked him about astronomy. He breaking that down. You understand? Now what we talking about? All this is going on while they at Jerusalem for the Passover. Remember that. All right, look at the high level he's vibrating on. Verse 11. There was also among them a philosopher, well skilled in physics and natural philosophy, who asked the master Yahshua whether he had studied physics. He replied and explained to him physics and metaphysics. I can explain to you this physical realm and what's beyond the physical. He replied and explained to him physics and metaphysics, and everybody will tell you this is witchcraft. Shout out to Creator Gang, shout out to the Nazarene scene, Faith, shout out to the brothers and sisters. You understand? Because we critically think over this way. We're gonna critically examine and see if it resonates with our spirit and makes sense. And if it don't, then we chew the fruit and spit the seeds. That's it. That's it. But there are super brews that tell you that metaphysics is demonic. Well, Messiah was in the temple at 12 years old at Passover, breaking off metaphysics. You understand? To those who were doctors in physics, those who were masters in astronomy. Those who had doctors and had been dealing with the law and the prophets for decades upon decades. He confounded all of them at 12. He replied and explained to him physics and metaphysics. Also those things which were above and below the power of nature. Look at this. The powers also of the body, its humors and their effects. Also the number of its members and bones, veins, arteries, and nerves. Look at this. The several constitutions of body, hot and dry, cold and moist, and the tendencies of them. How the soul operated upon the body, what its various sensations and faculties were, the faculty of speaking, anger, desire, and lastly, the manner of its composition and dissolution. He's like, well, you gonna ask me if I know physics? I know physics and metaphysics. And when you get down to the basic components and anatomy of a man, I can give you its composition and how it dissolves. But people today call this witchcraft. The nerve of the Negro, the nerve of them. Because with everything that we don't understand, we label it evil. We call it witchcraft. Meanwhile, 12-year-old Mashiach in the temple laying it on the line. Laying it on the line. Know about the heavens. Know about the earth, even down to you. So it sounds like Yahshua was one with Creator. He knew about Creator. Mastered creation. Dealing with the light of the Creator. Look at that. I give you everything from the heavens down to man, macro to micro, down to man's overall composition and dissolution at 12, y'all. And other things which the understanding of no creature had ever reached. Then that philosopher arose and worshipped the Master Yahshua and said, "O Master Yahshua, from henceforth I will be thy disciple and servant." While they were discoursing on these and such like things, the Lady Saint Mary came in, talking about his mother, having been 3 days walking about with Joseph seeking for him. And when she saw him sitting among the doctors and in his turn proposing questions to them and giving answers, she said to him, "My son, why hast thou done thus by us? Behold, I and your father have been at much pains in seeking thee." He replied, "Why did ye seek me? Did ye not know that I ought to be employed in my father's house?" But they understood not the words which he said to them. Then the doctors asked Mary whether this was her son. And when she said he was, they said, "Oh, happy Miriam, who has borne such a son." Then he returned with them to Nazareth and obeyed them in all things. And his mother kept all these things in her mind. And the Master Yahshua grew in stature and wisdom and favor with the Most High and man. Okay, so we starting to see his education. His education was out of this world. You understand? And that's for all you brothers and sisters. You ain't gotta, you ain't gotta wait for no fancy priest to come rolling up on the scene. Nowhere. The Most High or the Creator deals with every last one of you brothers and sisters and speaks to your soul. We just got to get back to hearing him. You understand? There's nothing evil about studying the Creator's creation. But super brews that have you believe in that. It's evil to look into the heavens You understand? Now I can see if you was, using that and worshiping stars, and now you looking at the stars and say the stars are the creators or the creator. All right, yeah. But if you were studying creation, there's nothing evil about that. You know what I mean? There's nothing evil about that. That's not that right there is bringing you closer to understanding the character of Creator who created you. And you see, Messiah was on it. Everything from physics, to metaphysics, to astronomy, to the Torah, to the prophets, to the writings. You understand? Down to anatomy. What you talking about? Shout out to all the healers out there. Shout out to the Essene Brotherhood. Shout out to all the holistic doctors. All right. Shout out to all the brothers and sisters striving in purity, striving to be healthy. Shout out to all the brothers and sisters, you understand, who understood to stop making their bodies a graveyard, chewing on animal sandwiches and all that madness. You understand? Shout out. You understand? Because that's a major league sacrifice. All right. That's a major league sacrifice right there. Because with that, you're becoming one with creation. You understand? And when you're doing that, that means you're on the path to understanding what the Creator requires of you, what the Most High requires of you. You understand? So I salute the brothers and sisters that took that stand. That was like, man, look, I'm done chewing on loin meat, animals. I'm done with that. You understand? Now that don't mean I'm better than the next brother by far. I'm never saying that, but to make that sacrifice and say, oh yeah, well, look, I'm gonna leave all that alone. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. You understand? And if you think about it, it's 100 billion animals die every year. 100 billion. Huh? So come on, we got to be real with that. So I salute the brothers and sisters who took that stand. Look, even when it came down to like certain people trying to mock and all, look, whatever. That don't even mean nothing. You understand? You took your stand. I know a lot of y'all feel better. A lot of y'all been healed from certain things. And look, just by pointing you back to life, get back to living. All right. Everybody had advices they deal with it. Look, I understand that. You dig? But to make that sacrifice right there, and not only that, to feel the effects of it, to have that more energy and all that. I talk to brothers and sisters all the time, be like, hey, look, you know, bro, certain things I would never reveal on this live, brother, no doubt. You know what I mean? No doubt. You dig? So right there, we went and showed how when Messiah was at Jerusalem for Passover at the age of 12, when they found him discoursing in the temple at 12, according to the lost books of the Bible, you understand? He was talking about physics, metaphysics, astronomy, Torah, Nabim, Katubim. He talking about the whole thing. And confounding everybody at 12. You feel me? Hold on. At 12. You understand? So look at brother Sadak. No more arthritis in my shoulder. You understand? Brother, I understand that. And that's inflammation of the joints, Jack. You dig? Inflammation of the joints. Acidic. You see that? So that's good, man. It's good. And it looks strictly by what? Switching up. So now let's go show this. All right? Y'all get some understanding. Messiah was not just some square nerd. You understand? You dealing with divine understanding when you're dealing with the light. See, what Creator does, he established a line of light dealing with true God, his son, down to who he need to raise up. You understand? Whether it be Yahshua, Abraham, Moses, or any other prophet. You understand? In any other division of the earth that the Creator shine his light on. He establishes a line of light from the heavens down to this mortal and surrounds this mortal, this special mortal. You understand? With millions of angels and all that. So he's dealing on a high level here. When they found him, he wasn't just in there, oh, that's an left. Oh, that's a bet. That's a gamel. That's a dalet. That's a hey. He wasn't pointing out, his Hebrew letters when they found him in the temple at 12. You understand? He was blowing their minds. He broke down everything from the heavens. Then he said the heavens are filled with spheres. The heavenly bodies are spherical. That's what we just read in the infancy story of Yahshua. When he was 12 in the temple and they asked him about astronomy, he broke down and told them about the heavenly bodies and how they are spherical. Then he went to the sextile aspects and the squares and the triangles and all that. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you're dealing with a high level. You're dealing with high vibrational frequencies at that point. And that's at 12. All right. So I'm glad y'all get some understanding so far. Let's drop that. Let's go over here to the special treat I got for y'all. Let's work. All right, let's work. Get off there right there. I was on a Zoom meeting earlier. All right, bang. All right, now watch this right here. This is what I'll show y'all first. All right. This right here is the forward to the gospel of the Nazarenes. All right. Show y'all some of this stuff. Show y'all what Messiah was teaching, what was coming off his mouth. All right. It's out my actual book here. All right, the gospel of the Nazarenes forward. In this gospel, there is also an emphasis on the universality of truth. See, truth is universal. Again, Yahshua taught them, saying the Creator raises up witnesses to the truth in every nation and every age, that all might know the will of the eternal and do it. And that's in the gospel of the Nazarene, chapter 66 and 1. Talking about truth is universal. The Creator, and him establishing that truth is him establishing a line of light from the heavens down to this special mortal. All right. The gospel of the Nazarenes is filled with historical statements of timeless truths that are critically important guides for us to live by in both the present and future age to come. So y'all, this is practical. Like, this is practical. You applying these commands, you're becoming one with Creator or one with nature. You understand? Which is the Creator's creation, which reflects his character. Look at this right here. It says one of the most fascinating sections is a new clarification of the ancient commandments. As Yahshua is quoted to say, behold, a new law I give to you, which is not new but old. Hear, O Israel, the Lord Creator is one. Or Yahweh Creator is one. Many are my seers and my prophets, and me all live and move and have substance. All right. You should worship the one eternal, unbegotten Creator, of whom are all things made. See, this is the code the Nazarene is saying supposed to be sticking by and living by. All right. This is what Messiah taught. And remember, what he's teaching is based off the line of light that's been established from the heavens down to him. Right. He wasn't talking about worshiping the false gods and none of that. Not even worshiping him. Nope. He came to show you how to properly worship the Creator. All right. You should worship the one eternal, unbegotten Yahweh, Creator of whom are all things made. You should not take away the life of any creature, nor yet torment it. Y'all see these eternal truths right here? Living like this, we all can live around each other. We can be neighborly. I could be y'all neighbor. Right? Not finna live nowhere where there's bloodshed going on. You crazy? You should not take away the life of any creature, nor yet torment it. You should cherish and protect the weak, the oppressed, and all creatures that suffer wrong. You got a duty to do that. We're supposed to be guardians of nature, guardians of creation. You got a duty to protect and cherish the weak, the oppressed, and all creatures that suffer wrong. Y'all, that's from man down to animal. Look at this. Commandment 4, you should not eat the flesh nor drink the blood of any slaughtered creature. Do y'all hear this? Nor yet anything which brings disorder to your health, or senses. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You see this? So you mean to tell me he was all about your health too? Yeah, because your body is the temple of Creator, right? Where do you think all this stuff coming from? Like, I'm talking about overwhelmingly letting the people know, stop chewing on animal flesh. Stop chewing on loin meat. Stop chewing on animal sandwiches. No, I'm good. I don't chew on animals. People be straight offended at you. Right? But obviously the flesh and the blood disorders your health and your senses. You see this? Look at this. You should not eat the flesh nor drink the blood of any slaughtered creature, nor yet anything which brings disorder to your health or senses. You shall eat. Like, y'all, these are commandments. This is not advice. You shall eat the fruits and herbs of the earth, and working in the law live long in the land. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, it's always been about that, y'all. You understand the different doctrine that's been passed, you understand, is what the West and what the world has come to adopt. You understand? But you know, it's Roman Christianity or whatever. Now, this thing was headquartered out of Jerusalem. We don't know nothing about no Romans. Nothing about no Romans. All right. Commandment number 6. You should not make impure marriages where love and health are not. Yeah, so this master teacher was pumping health. Yes. You understand? Because your physical health is directly, your spiritual health is directly correlated to your physical health. Yes. Yes. People don't want to hear that. You think, you know, you can just, and then a lot of people turned up the animal consumption 18 months ago, and we started telling everybody, get away from that. A lot of people turned it up, y'all, and a few bros dead now. You know what I mean? And if not dead, I'm like, look, I'm seeing bros 18 months later, and a lot of our people are overweight. That's in the knowledge. That understand. You see that? I'm talking about straight overweight, like almost like it's frightening. Like y'all went that hard, you know what I mean, to defy what we were saying and didn't do nothing but hurt yourself. Yeah, Mashiach pump health. These were not a whole bunch of obese, fat, lazy, lethargic men walking around. No. No. You should not make impure marriages where love, step 1, and health, step 2, or not, nor yet corrupt yourselves or any creature. Flat out. You should revere your fathers and mothers and all the teachers of righteousness. Oh. So women teach too, huh? Yeah. Yeah, women teach. You learn a lot from the sisters. And look, even in the Bible, the wisdom and understanding is personified as a woman, she. You understand? You look, we got to get out of the caveman understanding of how to handle and deal with our sisters. Got to get out of that. That's not going to work for you Israelites. It's just what it is. You dig? And we can talk all day about what the text say. We understand what the text say. We talking about what you can apply in real time and see righteous change right now. You want to repair some broken homes, boy, and some broken families? Huh? And a lot of you super brews need to deflate. Take that down a few notches, player. Sit on down somewhere. All right? Maybe you was a little nerd, a little geek in school and never got no attention. Sit down somewhere, man. You understand? You feel me? And learn balance. Like really learn creator. Right? Creator is not forced. You ain't got to force him. Right? Just be that light and go forth in his power and his wisdom and watch everything fold that's contrary to him. Huh? Look at this right here. Commandment 8. You should not bear false witness against, nor willfully deceive any, nor yet covet or steal their goods. Straight up. A lot of lying going on. All right? You're not supposed to be lying, willfully deceiving, or yet coveting and stealing nobody's stuff. All right? You should purify yourselves daily and rest the 7th day. That's right. You shall not do unto others as you would that others should not do unto you. These ancient yet new ways of stating these timeless teachings bring a new understanding to the scriptures on which so many have based their lives. It is significant that these teachings are coming to light now as Yeshua prophesied in this gospel. All right, look at this. I have set you as the light of the world and as a city that cannot be hid. But the time comes when a darkness shall cover over the earth and gross darkness the people. And the enemies of truth and righteousness shall rule in my name. Sound like that Roman Catholic Church, huh? And the enemies of truth and righteousness shall rule in my name and set up a kingdom of this world and oppress the peoples and cause the enemy to blaspheme, putting for my doctrines the opinions of a man. and of men, and teaching in my name that which I have not and never taught, and darkening much that I have taught by their traditions. Be of good cheer. The time will also come when the truth they have hidden shall be manifest, and the light shall shine. Oh, did I get the next one? Hold on, yeah. Hold on, family. I don't think I got that last one. I think that was it. Hold on for a second. But that basically was letting it be known the codes and conducts of what was going on. And you understand how health is a part of your spiritual progression. You understand? Even down to the marriage. Health is very, very important. Love and health supposed to be there. You see that? If you understand so far, give me a 4 up in the chat. Bless up. Y'all know we ain't trying to lose nobody. All right. All right. Shout out to all the brothers and sisters in the building. Bless up. Now, we still rolling. All right, we still rolling. Let me show y'all something else. Hold on 1 second. All right, right there. So we all good. All right. Now this right here is when the Magi, who they call the wise men from the east. All right, that's that chapter. All right. So verse 21 is chapter 5 of the Nazarene Gospels, and the master said, hold on, out of Egypt have I called my son, who should be called the Nazarene. And he arose and took the young child and his mother, and came into the land of Israel. And they came and dwelt in the place called Nazareth, where dwelt Nazarites and Essenes. And he was called the Nazarene. You see that? So Nazareth was a hub of Nazarites and Essenes. Combined, you get Nazarene. Many different spellings, different understandings too, because I mean, all the brothers don't agree on the same thing, even when it comes to this. You understand? But nonetheless, we can always discuss what the text says. All right. It also came to pass that in the 2nd year of Yahshua's life, a second son was born to Joseph and Miriam. His name was called Yaakov or James, meaning one who is just and righteous before the master, one who is of true Israel. As with Yahshua and YAH'KI, as with Jesus and John, he, James, was consecrated unto the Most High, a Nazarite, from his mother's womb, according to the way. In later years, they would have 3 more sons, Yahudah, Justus, Simeon, and also 2 daughters, Asia and Lydia. All right, that's Galatians 1:19, Mark 16:1, and Mark 6:3. All right, let's jump over. So I want to show you that they, like the Messiah and his family, they were all part of a Nazarite and Essene community. That's what Nazareth was, according to our records. All right. Some people disagree with that. It's all good. You got every right to disagree. All right. Let me know when you want to chop it up, though. All right. Now, let's go here. Got something for y'all. Right here. All right. This right here, Gospel of the Nazarene, chapter 6. Childhood and youth, Yahshua the Nazarene. Y'all pay close attention to this. All right. All right. Now look at this right here. Childhood and youth for Yahshua the Nazarene. Now Joseph and Miriam, his parents, went up to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And this is important, y'all, because you got a lot of, well, what about Passover? Y'all don't eat no meat. Y'all don't eat no flesh. Y'all don't eat the lamb on Passover. Y'all breaking Passover. All right. Not everybody rocked and understood or came from the same school of thought when you was dealing with the Torah and the prophets. Remember that. All right. So question should be, well, how do Nazarenes and the Essenes observe Pesach? Look at it. Now, Joseph and Miriam, his parents, went up to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover, and they observed the feast after the manner of their brethren, who abstained from bloodshed. Look at this. And the eating of flesh, and from strong drink. And when he was 12 years old, Yahshua went to Jerusalem with them after the custom of the feast. So the Nazarene, the same communities, or the Nazarite and Essene communities were not observing Pesach by shedding blood and chewing on animals. All right. If y'all understand that, give me a 3 up in the chat. All right. You hear that all the time. Well, you can't keep Passover. And a lot of our people don't understand the histories behind, you understand, the whole Messianic movement. All right. A lot of people don't understand the histories. All right. Look at that. So yeah, you can keep the feast days or the Passover. Just keep them, keep it without shedding blood. Keep it without chewing on, you know, something that used to breathe the breath of life. An actual living entity, an animal, a living creature. All right. Now look at this. So everybody was not chewing on lamb shoulders for Passover. I see a whole bunch of 3s in the chat. That's what's up. Now look at this. And as they returned, having fulfilled the days, the child Yahshua tarried behind in Jerusalem, and his parents knew not of it. But they supposed him to have been in the company when a day's journey. And they sought him among their kinsfolk and acquaintances. And when they found him not, they turned back to Jerusalem seeking him. And it came to pass that after 3 days, they found him in the temple. Oh, man, my bad. Sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding. Now, we just read that he was talking to them about astronomy, physics, metaphysics. He ran through the whole Torah, breaking down mysteries to them and everything. So that's why these grown men are astonished. They're not astonished just because he can say his ABCs or his Aleph Bet. You understand? They're astonished because this man is 12 and he's breaking down everything from the heavens down to anatomy. You understand? Look at this. And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, Son, why have you so dealt with us? Behold, your father and I have sought you sorely. And he said to them, How is it that you sought me? Did you not know that I must be in my parents' house? And they understood not the saying which he spoke to them, but his mother kept all these sayings in her heart. And a certain prophet, seeing him, said to him, Behold, the love and the wisdom of the Most High are one in thee. Therefore, in the age to come, shall thou be called Yahshua the Messiah. For by the Messiah shall the Most High save mankind, which now is verily as the bitterness of the sea, but it shall yet be turned into sweetness. But to this generation, the bride shall not be manifest, nor yet in the age to come. And he went down with them and came to Nazareth, and was subject to their guidance. And he made wheels and yokes and tables also with great skill. And Yahshua increased in stature and in favor with the Most High and man. And on a certain day, the child Yahshua came to a place where a snare was set for birds. And there were some boys there. And Yahshua said to them, Who has set this snare for the innocent creatures of the earth? So it's a trap there. You feel me? And they're wondering, like, well, who done set this trap for the innocent creatures? The innocent creatures of the earth. Behold, in the snare shall they in like manner be caught. Huh? Those out there hunting will be hunting. Behold, in the snare shall they in like manner be caught. And he beheld 12 sparrows as if they were dead. And he moved his hands over them and said to them, Go fly away. And while you live, remember me. And they arose and fled away, making a noise. And the people seeing this were astonished and told it to the priest. Wow. Look at this. Look at this right here. Verse 9. And other wonders did the child. And flowers were seen to spring up beneath his feet, where they had been nothing but barren ground before. And his companions stood in awe of him. A certain day after this, the child Yahshua was playing with his companions, younger than himself. And they gathered around him and chose him as their king. And as he sat, they twined an olive branch with flowers and made it into a crown. And they placed it on his head and a reed in his hand for a scepter. So his friends crowned him. They made a crown and a scepter for him. And they made obeisance to him, saying, Hail, King of Israel. And he said to them, Hold your peace. Hold your peace. I don't be doing all this, trying to make me king and all that. You know not what you say. Tell it not to anyone. Such words are not for you to proclaim, but for them to whom it shall be given. And they marveled. And one passed and heard it. And he said, yes, truly, you have chosen wisely, for he is a comely child and of great nobility. Look at this. Look at this. Now we into his 13th year. Remember, he was at the Passover at 12. Now he's 13. Hold on for a second, y'all. I gotta check something real quick. Y'all give me a second. Hold on. All right, y'all. Page 18, Gospel of the Nazarenes. Now we into the 13th year of the Messiah's life. A lot of us have questions. What was he doing between the age when he was born and the age of 30? What was going on? All right. What was really going on? Look at this. Then in his 30th year, 13th year, when the Israelites should take a wife, the house of his parents became a place for seekers who desired that they should gain him through marriage. Yahshua being already known throughout the lands for his clarity in the word of the Most High. Yahshua then also came to the temple to fulfill his place among them and grow strong with the law. And those teaching in the temple saw his grace and wisdom and sought counsel with his parents that he should travel afar with a noble one who visiting the temple had heard Yahshua speak with the authority of one who knows. So he's like, look, y'all need to let him travel. He's 13 now. He needed to go travel with a noble one, right? And experience, you understand, the Creator's creation. That's what's being said here. All right, at 13. All right, so at the time he's supposed to be taking a wife, they're like, look, y'all need to go ahead and let him travel, do his thing. You understand? Look at this. Look at this. Chapter 6:14, Gospel of the Nazarene, chapter 6:14. So it was that for several years he traveled, look at this, in India and other holy places. And they loved him as he taught the holy scriptures. And Yahshua went into the desert, meditated, fasted, and prayed, and obtained the power of the holy name by which he worked many miraculous deeds. You mean to tell me Messiah was all the way over in India? How many of y'all know it's a whole history about Yahshua being in India? Whole history. Certain parts of India, they got shrines and everything dedicated to Yahshua. Wow, when I found that out. When I read this and then looked at it for myself, and when you go to YouTube, Jesus in India and all that, there's some compelling information. But to read this and show that, look, when he was in his young teenage years, while the average Israelite parents are arranging marriages and all that, like he traveling with noblemen. Right? He visiting the ancient spots like India, China, Egypt. You understand? That's how he rocking. Look how he getting down. All right? He meditating, he fasting, he praying. He learned to invoke the name of the Creator, Yahweh. Yahweh. He learned the name and through that power understood how to work miraculous deeds through that vibration. You understand? And this from 13 on up. You see this? Look at this. 15. And in the 18th year of his age, look at this. So now we at the age of 18. And in the 18th year of his age, Yahshua returned. Yahshua returned to his homeland. So he was traveling for 5 years. From 13 to 18. Fasting, praying, meditating, teaching. He learned to invoke the name of the Creator. You see? And he in them spots. All right? We can leave the idolatry out of it. But when it comes down to the laws of what they call nature, or these universal laws, or the universal Torah, like I like to call it, the codes and conducts and ethics of the Creator, right? You find it common amongst all those who vibrate high. All right? All right, so when he was 18, he returned back to his homeland and was espoused to Miriam, a virgin of the tribe of Yehudah. Wow, so his mother named Miriam, and he gets espoused at 18. Messiah do. He gets engaged. And his espoused bride is a woman named Miriam, a virgin of the tribe of Yehudah. And after several years, Yahshua journeyed with his brother Yaakov down into Egypt, that they might learn the wisdom of the Egyptians, even as Moses did. Look at this. See, so Messiah and his brother, and even John the Baptist, them brothers was traveling. They were investigating the Creator's creation. They were dealing with the different brotherhoods and all that, because it wasn't just the Essenes that was out here. It was different brotherhoods that was around these different localities in the earth. Y'all see this? And some people get offended at this, though. What you mean he went and learned some of the wisdom of the Egyptians and all that? Some people get offended at that. You understand? But keep in mind, he's 18. See, if we can take the religiosity out of it and just deal with it. Just deal with the information based off, understanding, based off logic, based off your reasoning that you have. All right? You can receive more. Right, but as long as you're viewing everything through a religious lens and what somebody else might think of you, if you say something, you'll never be able to, receive higher things. All right. Even Messiah tell you in the Nazarene Gospels, hey, be faithful to that light you have until a higher light comes. Yeah. Now look at this. Yahshua journeyed with his brother Yaakov or James down to Egypt that they might learn the wisdom of the Egyptians, even as Moshe did. And they went into the Holy Lands and conversed with the Most High face to face and traveled, learning the languages of birds and beasts, the healing powers of trees. Look at this. Also, they understood the language of the birds and the beasts. Look, even understood how to heal holistically. Messiah, master teacher, but think about it. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he understand creation? Why wouldn't he be an investigator of creation? Why not? You understand? Why not? The healing powers of trees, herbs, and flowers, and the hidden secrets of who? Precious stones. There go your crystals right there, y'all. There go your crystals right there. People scared of the crystals. People scared of the herbs. Call my brothers and sisters witch doctors. Straight up. When we see this history of Messiah, he was getting down. He knew all about the heavens and the earth. Knew all about the heavens and the earth. All right. So there go the stones too. Shout out to my sister Deshawn and LaFay. All right, and the hidden secrets of precious stones. Shout out to all the herbalistic and holistic healers. All right, shout out to my YAH'KI, my brother, bless up. Shout out to Selah Shalom, another brother, bless up. And all the brothers and sisters out there learning about the Most High or the Creator's creation and learning to bring peace and balance to the body through botanicals. That's powerful, man. I salute that. I salute that. All right. And the hidden secrets of precious stones. And they learn the motions of the sun, the moon, and the stars, the powers of the letters and mysteries of the square and the circle and the transmutation of things. And the what? And the transmutation of things, of forms and numbers and signs. Then being fulfilled, they returned to Nazareth to visit their parents. And for a time they taught in Jerusalem. Then one came to Yahshua saying, Miriam, your wife is ill, even unto death. And as he approached, she departed from among the living. And as he approached, she departed from among the living. All right, Gospel of the Nazarenes, chapter 6, page 19. He was distraught and grieved that he could not seek her further, for it was not yet his time to awaken to sleeping again unto the body. So Messiah, you know, his fiance ended up dying. All right, while he was engaged to betrothed, while she was betrothed to him, she fell ill and died, and he was distraught that he could not like bring her spirit back to the body. But it wasn't his time to perform that shit. That's what this is saying. But how many of us grew up understanding that Messiah actually had a wife or had someone he was betrothed to? Straight betrothed to. You understand? But you can't receive that unless you remove the religious lens. Can't receive that. Now watch this right here. But this came to pass that he may go on to the higher things that he must do. Yahshua then departed at once and went again into India and Tibet. Come on, he's as far as China. India and Tibet, throughout Persia, Assyria, the land of the Chaldeans, where Abraham from, right? Greece and Egypt. He visited their temples and conversed with their priests and their wise men for many years, doing many wonderful works. And the beasts of the field had respect unto him, and the birds of the air were not in fear of him, for he made them not afraid. Even the wild beasts of the desert perceived the power of the Almighty in him, and did him service, bearing him from place to place. Look at him. Now, there's a Messiah riding around on lions in this deal. Oh no, for the spirit of divine humanity filling him, filled all things around him, and made all things subject to him. And thus shall yet be fulfilled the words of the prophets. The lion shall lie down with the calf, and the leopard with the kid, and the wolf with the lamb, and the bird with the ass, and the owl with the dove, and the child shall lead them. Right? So it's saying that this was fulfilled in the ministry of Messiah when he was a teenager. Even the animals of the fields were in subjection to him. All right, when he was a young man. All right, so the prophecy in Isaiah 11, 1 through 9, this right here is saying that was fulfilled in Messiah's time during his adolescent ministry. All right, watch this. And none shall hurt or destroy in my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Most High, even as the waters cover the bed of the sea. And in that day I will make again a covenant with the beasts of the earth and the fowls of the air and the fish of the sea, and with all created things. And I will break the bow and the sword and all the instruments of warfare will I banish from the earth. And I will make them to lie down in safety and to live without fear. That's Hosea 2, verse 14 through 18. So we combine Hosea 2, 14 through 18 with Isaiah 11, 1 through 9. Look at this. And I will join thee to me forever in righteousness and in peace and in loving kindness. And you shall know thy creator. And you shall know thy creator. And the earth shall bring forth the corn and the wine and the oil. And I will say to them which were not my people, thou art my people. And they shall say unto me, thou art our deliverer. Ooh-wee, hold on. All right, pull this on up. And on a certain day, as he was passing by a mountainside near the desert, there met he a lion, and many men were pursuing him with stones and javelins to slay him. But Yahshua rebuked them, saying, why do you hunt creatures which are more noble than you? By the cruelties of many generations, they were made the enemies of man. Who should have been his friends? If the power of the Almighty is shown in them, so also is shown his long suffering and compassion. Cease to persecute this creature who desires not to harm you. See how he flees. See how he flees from you and is terrified by your violence. And the lion came and laid at the feet of Yahshua and showed love to him. And the people were astonished and said, this man loves all creatures and has power to command even these beasts from the desert, and they obey him. Now, all the while Yahshua was abroad, his brother James, look at this. Now, all the while Yahshua was abroad, his brother James, Yaakov, and cousin John Yachanan were of a purpose to amass and teach the way to a growing number of followers, each of their own. James being in and around Jerusalem, and John all around and about the outlying and surrounding areas of Judea. These brothers was getting it in. These brothers was getting it in. They was not, you understand, playing. But it's showing you that, you understand, Messiah wasn't an idiot. All right, was vibrating on a high level. A high level, even as a young man. You understand? 12, 13 through 18. All right, was a spouse, was in the temple breaking off the heavens, breaking off physics, breaking off anatomy, breaking off metaphysics. You see that? You see? Showing how he was traveling India, Tibet, Egypt, Greece, Chaldea. Huh? Which ain't never like ancient Sumer, Babylon, however you want to call it, all over what you know is the known world of that time. You understand? A lot of people don't even know that. Went and chopped it up with certain priests, went to their temples and all that, chopped it up. All right? Yeah, learned how to heal through invoking the name of the Creator and by botanicals and by the crystals. And we still calling everything, you know what I mean, witchcraft, right? What you say, T-Brew, the motions of the suns, yeah. The motions of the moon, the motion of the stars. You like, man, everything in motion. Even told you the shape of the heavenly bodies. You know what I mean? The spheres and the sextile aspects and all that. They dealing on high levels, high vibrational levels. You understand? All right, drop that. I'm going to share this with y'all too. All right. Right. What you say, YAH'KI, but everything wicked though. Come on, man. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Today we see what we got going on today is this Western papal bullshit. That's what's going on. Call it for what it is. It's papal bullshit. All right. Believe it or not, whether you in Christianity or a devout follower of Hebrew Israelite-isms. You understand? It's all paper bullshit when you're done talking. All right. In the end, Roman councils of men got together and decided what is authentic or canon. You understand? And what is heretical. And a lot of this understanding is considered heretical or pseudo, you understand, to the so-called church, to the church fathers. But if you do a little research, you'll see this is and was the way. That's all you got to do. You know what I mean? Just put your pride aside and say, man, let me look at some of this. And it'll blow your mind. You're like, dang. You dig? And it's showing you the universality of truth. All right. We got a problem as Israelites. We always claiming truth for ourselves or as our own, as if it's exclusive, as if it started with us. But the truth is exclusive to the Creator. He shares that to whoever he chooses. We just showed that Yahshua was all over different localities in this earth. You understand? We just showed it. All right, because universally, once the understanding of the all highest or the all person is understood, you understand, and that his eyes upon all and upon everyone, sees everything, knows everything, bro. Once that's established, you understand, and then love your neighbor, which can be somebody you acquainted with or not, as yourself by doing righteous work with them. That's the universal understanding. That's why Messiah said, love the Creator with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. And guess what? Love your neighbor as yourself. Y'all, that's the universal worship of the Creator. Despite understandings and perspectives, that right there is what unites us. And it's so basic. It's so basic. You know what I mean? It's so basic. It's scary that we don't even get it today. You don't even get that. It's real simple to worship Creator, do righteous work into his creation. It's real simple. You understand? Worship none but him. All right. Follow the line of light that he has established and had established on all those he have sent to raise a line of light during this age of darkness. Follow the teachings. Follow the teachings of Messiah. What did he say? Went over some of the commandments earlier. You see? Now, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Shout out to all the haters, job jackers, and naysayers. We love y'all too. Bless up, bless up, bless up. All right, we going to Earth, Sky, Spirit, Sky, Earth, Spirit, I Speak, chapter 42, God's Book of Escrow. All right, now we're going to go to chapter 43. Last video, we went into chapter 42. All right, now we're going into chapter 43. This dealing with Yahshua. When Yahshua was grown up. All right, I Speak, Sky, Earth, Spirit. Earth, Sky, Spirit. All right. Excellent perspectives. Right. Very, very interesting perspective, I must say. All right. So this is chapter 43, God's Book of Escrow and I Speak. Chapter 43. All right. When Yahshua was grown up and ready for his labor. Look at this. God, now y'all, God is not the creator. God is the son of the creator. You're dealing with, if you read YHWH'S, then you understand that there is a difference between the creator, between his son God, who's the ruler of heaven and earth. All right, Lord gods, lords, guardian angels. There's a difference. All right. So in YHWH'S, if God is true and he's rolling with the creator, he's true God. He's a son of the creator. He's never worshiped though. He actually is responsible for every soul that's living and that has crossed over. You understand? That's in the earth and in the heavens surrounding the earth. God got a major job to do. All right. So when they say God, this is true God, but nonetheless a son of the creator doing the work that the creator has called him to do. All right. All right. Now look at this. When Yahshua was grown up and ready for his labor, God provided a host of 100 million angels. 100 million angels to make a line of light from his holy counsel down to the earth. And they so made it. Huh? So when it's time for Yahshua to do that work, guess what true God did? He established a line of light of 100 million angels to protect that line of communication. So he provided the line of light and the protection, the security. All right, look at this. Then came Moses from his Ethereal realms, accompanied by Elijah or Elias and a sufficient host. And he came to paradise, to God on the throne, where due preparation had been made for them. For the heavenly kingdoms of God were stirred from centers to circumference, when it was heralded abroad that Moses and Elijah was coming. Y'all see this? All right, look how this is going to line up with what we read about the transfiguration and all that. All right. Read about the transfiguration in Matthew 17. It was Moses and Elijah there, remember? And Peter and them was like, let us make a tabernacle for all three of them. But here's the history on how they appeared to Yahshua, or how they came. Like a lot of people don't realize, okay, well, how did Moses and Elijah, where did they come from when they appeared to him on the Mount of Transfiguration? And how did he know the difference? Look at this. And okay, right here, verse 5. Verse 4. And paradise was like a new heavenly city, being seated by an influx of more than 1,000 million visitors, meaning 1 billion visitors for the occasion. And heralds and receivers and marshals and musicians extended every way. A whole book might be written on the glory of the occasion when that Ethereal ship descended from the higher heavens. Suffice it, Moses was received according to the custom of gods. And God said to Moses and Elijah, come you and honor my throne, and I will proclaim a fire before the throne to be followed by 2 days recreation. So yeah, it's not boring in the heavens if you're rolling with true God, if you're rolling with the creator. You understand? They had recreation and everything. I wonder what they be doing. That's tight. Then Moses and Elijah went up and sat on the throne of God that they might look upon Moses' face. That they might look upon Moses' face. And Moses stood up before them. Moses said, I remember standing on the earth while the host that came out of Egypt passed before me. Great Yahweh, what symbols of things you give, and ever with a new thrill of joy to the soul, O thou Almighty. That was all he said. So great was the love and glory in his face as he stood on the throne of God, that every soul that passed said, Moses, blessed son of Yahweh. And God granted 2 days recreation, during which time the Etherians mingled with the atmospherians. So those from the higher levels of the higher heavens came and dwelt with those that were inhabiting the heavens that surround the earth, the atmosphere. And they mingled with them, and they had times of recreation, during which time the Etherians mingled with the atmospherians in great delight. After that, Moses, with his hosts, went to Elabon, his colony of Egyptians who were now raised high in the grades. And Moses had them removed to Aruku, where they were duly prepared and adorned as brides and bridegrooms of Yahweh. And after suitable preparation, Moses provided for their ascent to the Navanian fields of Metapotamus and Etheria, sending them in charge of his own host. After that, Moses and his remaining host descended to the earth. To Canaan, to the tribes of Essenes. Come on now. Which had been raised by Elias, Pharaoh. And great was the meeting between Elias and Moses. The former Elias broke down with emotion. He said, all praise to thee, O Yahweh. Thou hast remembered me at last. Moses came to him and said, I have come for thee, O new God. I have a place prepared for thee and thy host in my Etherian kingdoms. Thou hast done well. Then Moses and his host drew their Otivon, that's their spaceship, down to the angel camp, which was near the camp of the mortals, the Essenes, and they made the light to fall upon the boat. And it came to pass that many of the Essenes looked up and beheld the Otivon, calling it a chariot. And Moses and Elijah went and stood before Yahshua, and he saw them. This is the transfiguration you read about in Matthew the 17th chapter. A lot of us didn't know that was because a spaceship descended from the higher heavens to deliver the angel hosts that were guarding the Essene communities when Yahshua was all grown up and it was time for Yahshua to teach. The transfiguration was actually a spaceship. That was what all the light was about. Well, actually a spaceship. It was Moses and Elijah descending from the higher heavens to redeem the angel hosts who surrounded the Essene communities, who just so happened to be Pharaoh that persecuted the Israelites when we were in captivity in Egypt. It just hundreds of years later, he got to do a righteous work before he can ascend to the higher heavens. After he got delivered out of that torture and bondage and that hell and bound in them knots for 79 years, he got up out of that and not want no type of smoke. He like, whatever I got to do. Or you got to go and deliver the Israelites who you persecuted and protect them, man. And you and your angel hosts encamp around them day and night and inspire them to righteousness. We're going to call them the Essenes. This is what Moses is telling Pharaoh. You dig? Now Moses is coming to deliver Pharaoh to the higher heavens. Your job is done. You understand? You guarded this Essene encampment. All right. Yahshua, who has a line of light on him. All right. It's time for him to go forth and do his work. It's time for you and your host to come on. This is basically what was going on at the time of the transfiguration on the mount. Yahshua, Moses, and Elijah were having a conversation, and Moses and Elijah were sent to deliver, not only to deliver a message to Yahshua, but to deliver the angelic host of Pharaoh. That transfiguration, that shining, it actually was a spaceship from the higher heavens. You understand? Moses and Elijah. Wait, look at this. Then Moses and his host drew their Otivon down to the angel camp, which was near the camp of the mortals, the Essenes. And they made the light to fall, the light from the spaceship to fall upon the boat. And it came to pass that many of these things looked up and beheld the Otivon, calling it a chariot. And Moses and Elijah went and stood before Yahshua. And he saw them. Moses said unto him, my son, my son, the light of Elohim. This is what Moses has to say. This is what Moses and Elijah have to say to Yahshua at the transfiguration. You got the light. Called him son. Son, you had a light. Light of Elohim, the light of the creators upon Moses and his host together with Elias and his host went to the Otivon and immediately took course for paradise, God's heavenly seat, where they arrived in due season. And after 3 days, they again entered the fire ship and took course for Moses' Etherian realms. Ooh, wait. So the last class we did, we showed that the Star of Bethlehem actually was a starship. Yeah, it was a chariot. All right, and this is showing that it also was a starship called an Otivon during the transfiguration. But the transfiguration was to deliver the angelic host that was encamping around their scenes and inspiring them, right? So they can witness the emancipated heavens of the Creator and to deliver a message to Yahshua, the light of Elohim, light of the Creator, light of Elohim is upon thee. Israel through you shall regain the all one which was lost. That's what was said. That's what was going on at the transfiguration. Moses and Elijah just didn't appear to Yahshua and shoot the breeze with him. You understand? Also, what was going on in the temple when he was 12, when he was confounding the doctors and all that. You understand? Physics, metaphysics, astronomy, anatomy, and all that. Now we get an inside look at what was going on. All right, now we know the identity of the angels that scenes were communing with. You understand? Now we know what the light was, the actual star. That was a ship. Now we know that even the transfiguration was a spaceship. Ship. See that? All right, y'all get some understanding so far. Give me a 9 up in the chat. Bless up. Let's go to the next chapter. All right, because now Yahshua is grown and he's here to do his work. All right. So what did Yahshua teach? What did Yahshua teach? Still waiting for somebody to tell me what is evil about what we're reading. Can't win for nothing with these brothers and sisters, man. If it ain't the 66 books of the Bible, if it ain't the 66 books of the Bible, baby, we ain't dealing with it. All right? Vortex Ninja. I like that. Boy, I like that name right there. Vortex Ninja. Bless up, King. All right, I see all 9s in the chat. That's what's up, fam. All praises. Blessed to you, my brother Prince Yehuda Levi, Malaki Ben Yisrael. Support our brother. He be doing this thing too with the health and everything out in South Carolina. You did. And you know, I already know, bro, we ain't gonna stop. Gotta bring it out. Gotta bring it out. All right. The higher law. Let's get into Yahshua's doctrine. All right, because we already read in the Gospel of the Nazarenes what Yahshua was teaching, right? Let's get into what Yahshua is teaching according to God's book of Esther, chapter 44, in what we call Earth, Sky, Spirit, OI Spirit. This stuff right here, man, you know what I mean? Make a few people mad, but they be all right. So this is doctrines of Yahshua and his death. All right. God said, these are my doctrines I taught through Yahshua. Thou shalt keep the 10 commandments of Moses. Okay. Now, Israelites should have a problem so far what we read. Now. N-A-M. Now. Thou shalt keep the 10 commandments of Moses. Thou shalt not engage in war nor abet war. You ain't supposed to engage in it nor profit off of it, Jack. Look at this. Thou shalt eat no flesh of any animal, or fish, or bird, or fowl, or creeping thing which Jehovah Yahweh created alive. Y'all hear this? Same thing we was reading in the Nazarene literature. Same thing. All right? You ain't got the authority to be killing nothing around here. Look at this. Thou shalt dwell in families after the manner of the ancient Israelites. Who held all things in common. Y'all, these are commands. This is the doctrine of Yahshua. Y'all see this? See how we supposed to be dwelling? All things in common, all our resources shareable. Now, even Josephus told you that's how the Essenes got down. Even the book of Acts, chapter 2 and chapter 4, tell you that's how the apostles get down or got down. And that shows you that's in the same community. Huh? Now we in OWASP, it's saying the same thing. You know what I mean? Nazarene literature, Essene literature, saying the same thing. You understand? How to live, how to eat, how to please your maker, how to do righteous work unto others. Purity of the body, get healthy. Y'all, what is wrong with this? How is any of this demonic? Look at this. It says, thou shalt dwell in families after the manner of the ancient Israelites. I don't want to hear nobody else talk about something. This ain't got nothing to do with no Israelites. But what does it say about Israel? Yahshua, they're telling you. Look, if you don't handle how the ancient Israelites got down. Who held all things in common. And that, look, y'all, that agrees with Acts chapter 2, the apostles' doctrine, Acts chapter 4, all things in common. That agrees with Josephus. You understand? The Book of the War of the Jews, book 2, or Antiquities, one of them, where he go into exactly how the Essenes and them was living. And he said they were the only ethnic Israelites. And then, look, we just showed you that Yahshua, John the Baptist, and James, his brother, were all out teaching and moving, doing the same thing. Teaching the way. Y'all see this? Look at this. Thou shalt have no king nor queen, nor bow down and worship to any save your creator. Makes sense, don't it? Huh? No king nor queen, Jack. Nuh-uh. And you only bow and worship to the Most High. Makes sense. Makes sense. What's evil about that? Look at this. Thou shalt not call on the name of angels to worship them, nor to counsel with them on the affairs of earth. All right, so don't be trying to invoke nothing so you can hit the lottery. All right, the angels are there to assist you in spiritual progression. Look at this. Thou shalt love your neighbor as yourself, and do unto your fellow man as you would have him do unto you. This is the higher law. And remember, true God established a line of light from his throne down to Yahshua, and he guarded it with 100 million angels. So what he's teaching, he's directly inspired by a true God who's the son of the creator. This is how you unite. We all can agree on that. None but the creator, and love your neighbors yourself. We all can agree we all can be a little more healthy, don't we? This is what unites you right here. All right. The higher law is what unites you. Not religiosity, not the, I'm better than you, not the, the intricate details and the phylacteries and the no. You ain't gonna get nothing like that. That's not spiritual progression. All right. That's culture, but it's not spiritual progression. All right. Thou shalt love thy neighbors thyself, and do unto thy fellow man as thou wouldest have him do unto thee. Thou shalt return good for evil. Huh? And pity to them that sin. It has been said, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, but I say, return good for evil. That's hard, ain't it? But when you start doing that, now you living like an angel. That's how angels get down. That's how those who are vibrating higher, they don't get caught up in the tit for tat. They just return good for evil. You pray. Shout out to all the haters, jaw jackers, and naysayers. We did for real. We praying for you. That ain't a game. We ain't just talking. But I show you because you'll learn not to take none of it personal. You understand? It ain't personal. All spiritual. Look at this. And if a man smite thee on one cheek, turn the other unto him also. The man shall have but one wife, and the woman but one husband. I know that's going to joy a lot of people, but hey, according to this, that's what he was teaching. And according to the Nazarene gospel. In the order of the kingdom, he pumped that too. He did. As the children honor the father, so will the family be blessed with peace and plenty. Remember that all things are of Yahweh, Yahuwah. and ye are his servants to help one another. That's what we're supposed to be doing. All right, you should be looking who to bless and who to heal for the day. All right, and as much as ye do these services to one another, so serve ye Yahweh. So serve ye the Creator. Serving the Creator has everything to do with the righteousness you do to others. And that's how you serve. Real simple, ain't it? Serving the Creator has everything to do with the righteousness that you do unto others. That's how you serve the Creator. See that? Look at this. Look at this. So be looking to bless folks. Be looking to bless a complete stranger. Be looking to pray for and heal a complete stranger, even those you acquainted with. Be looking for that. Be looking to return good for evil. They talking evil against you. You understand? Send healing toward them. Send love toward them. You understand? Love ain't never lost to hate, ever. Remember that. How do you hate someone that's constantly pouring love on you? Blessing to you. Eventually, guess what he gonna do? He gonna deflate like a party balloon, boy. I'm telling you. You can't point one time in history where hate is more powerful than love. Love is more powerful than hate. Way more powerful. So he's teaching you, he's giving you spiritual stratagem. How to deal with these unclean forces when you see them inhabiting your loved ones. If anything, he's giving you strategy on how to level up and operate as God. Look at verse 16. Behold only the virtues and wisdom in your neighbor. His faults you shall not discover. I'm going to challenge my brothers and sisters from here on out. Only behold the good in your neighbor. Don't even bring up his faults. I'm going to challenge you, brothers and sisters, to stop gossiping and bringing up what somebody else is doing wrong. Only bring up what they're doing right. Only bring up what your neighbor is doing right. His matters are with his Creator. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? We bite and devour one another in this spiritual progression, this journey we all on. We bite and devour one another. And please don't get simple talking about somebody that was about to rape somebody or kill a child. We ain't talking about that. We talking about your brothers and your sisters, you understand, in the know, in the knowledge, conscious of what's going on. But you know, they dealing with certain things. Every man and woman that you know that's in the knowledge has a vice, has something they dealing with. We're talking about the people you congregate and fellowship with, right? Stop disclosing everybody's faults. I'm going to challenge you, brothers and sisters, today. Let's talk about the virtue and wisdom in our neighbors and our brothers and sisters. All right? Don't even discover their faults. Why? Because your matters with your Creator. Call not on the name of any God or Lord in worship, or worship Yahweh, Yehovah only. And when you pray, let it be after this matter. Yahweh, who ruleth in heaven and earth, hallowed be thy name, and reverend amongst men. Sufficient unto me is my daily bread. And as much as I forgive those that trespass against me, forgive thou me, and make me steadfast to shun temptation. For all honor and glory are yours, worlds without end. Amen. To visit the sick and distress, the helpless and blind, and to relieve them, to provide for the widow and orphan, and keep thyself unspotted before men. These are the way of redemption. Do y'all hear this? You want salvation? You want redemption? You want redemption? Look at this. Look at the road to redemption. To visit the sick and distress. Righteousness done unto others, y'all. That's what it is. It's righteousness. That's how you serve Creator. You got to serve his creation in righteousness, whether you know the person or don't. You understand? To visit the sick and distressed, the helpless and blind, and to relieve them, to provide for the widow and orphan, and to keep thyself unspotted before men. These are the way of redemption. Thou shalt take no part in the governments of men. Do y'all hear this? Thou shalt take no part in the governments of men, but observe the will of Yahweh, being obedient unto all governments for his sake. Oh, he's telling you, don't take part in the governments. We ain't part of the politics, the political body. You understand? But we ain't trying to overthrow you either. We ain't taking up arms against this government. No, we ain't even do that at all. Don't even worry about that. You understand? But we gonna get about us establishing the Creator's kingdom where we at. You understand? And that starts with righteousness done unto others. And guess what? Sharing resources, having all things in common. That's where it starts. All right? It starts getting out these cities and getting into that countryside. That's where it started. Despite your past experiences, that's how you get it done. You understand? And if anybody did something evil and wicked, trying to establish what the Creator has said, from the Israelite perspective to the faithless perspective, if any of them been on anything evil, touching children, raping women, to hell with them. We ain't giving nobody no pass about rapery and touching and molesting and none of that. I ain't cool with no Israelite or faithless that's touching children, molesting children. I ain't down with none of that. You understand? And if that go on anything I'm a part of, it will be called out and handled. You better believe that. You understand? We ain't playing none of them games. I'm not finna allow Nam baby look me in my face like, look, you was supposed to protect me, and look at this sick, perverted, demonic man using whatever book he gonna use to justify his wickedness. We ain't going for none of that. We ain't going for none of that. All right, now watch this. So he's telling you that we are not supposed to be a part of the politic body, you dig? But we ain't looking to overthrow nothing anyway. So, you know what I mean? We're going to get about establishing the Creator's kingdom, all right, by doing what he said. All right, all men are the children of one Father, who is Yahweh. And whosoever chooseth him and keeps his commandments is his chosen. Bag drop. I know the Super Bruise manager, bro, on that one, boy. Bag drop. Bag drop there, boy. But look, the Nazarene say the same thing. Whoever chooses the Creator and chooses to walk in his ways, that's his chosen. That's his chosen. Yeah, that's his chosen. Y'all see that? Look at this. To preserve the seed of his chosen, thou shalt not wed but with the chosen. Contend not with any man for opinion's sake, nor for any earthly thing. And let your speech be for others' joy. Nor open not your mouth, if your words will give pain. You hear this? And look, these are commandments. We ain't even supposed to be talking unless what we saying gonna bring joy to the situation. Don't even open up your mouth if it's gonna inflict pain on something. I'm challenging you, brothers and sisters. Like I'm challenging myself. But challenge you. We being challenged right here. Only speak of the good and the virtue of your neighbor. Don't speak on his shortcomings. It matters with his Creator. And guess what? Let your words only be for joy. We ain't gonna open up our mouth if it's gonna inflict pain. Because you can say something to somebody, y'all, to shut them down. You understand? That will shut them down into a bout of depression that will eventually kill them. Words are very powerful. Very. All right? And for anybody that feels they are bound by these unclean words or curses, you're not bound. We break them by the power of the Creator. We break it right now in the name, power, and authority of Yahweh. We break that. None of these so-called spells or curses have any authority over your life. We check, break, and bind every unclean spirit in the name of the Creator. Bless up. Look at this right here. Therefore, be considerate of your speech, teaching others by gentleness and love, to be respectful toward all men. Preserve the sacred days of the priests, the rabbis, and the rites and ceremonies of the HEKMAN. For 3 years, Yahshua traveled amongst the Israelites, preaching and restoring the ancient doctrines. See, and that's why he had so much. That's why he had so much opposition, even in the Gospels. Because Messiah was restoring the ancient way, right, that the scribes had perverted. Believe that. For 3 years, Yahshua traveled amongst the Israelites, preaching and restoring the ancient doctrines. And they were gathered in groups of 10s and 20s and 50s. More than 2,000 Israelites of the ancient order of Moses. Stop it. Huh? Look at that. Yahshua had massed over 2,000 disciples who were of the ancient order of Moses that Yahshua taught, that was put on him through the inspiration of true God, Son of the Creator. 2,000 Israelites. What you mean is this book for Israelites? Yeah. Yeah, you all in her, Israel. You all in her. More than 2,000 Israelites of the ancient order of Moses who became steadfast followers of the teachings of Yahshua. But because of persecution by the apostate Jews, they kept themselves aloof from the world, having signs and passwords whereby they knew one another. Y'all hear this? So those who were following Yahshua even had their own hand signals, their own signs and all that. Right? Where you think the secret societies get all this stuff from, man? They get, look, a lot of the things that are being used is righteous knowledge. They just perverted it. They just perverted it. This stuff comes from the angels of the Creator. And they inspire mortals to handle up and do the same. Y'all see this? The apostate Jews, huh? Look at this. It says right here, but because of persecution by the apostate Yahudim, they kept themselves aloof from the world, having signs and passwords, whereby they knew one another. First, the god Baal, and after him, Thoth, inspired the kings and rulers against these faithists. But y'all, these faithists are the Israelites who follow, or who are of the ancient order of Moses, who follow the teachings of Yahshua, that true God of heaven and earth inspired him to teach. What are we talking about her? All right? You Israelites are the faithists. What are we talking about her? What are we arguing about? We still gonna argue? Oh man, probably was put together. It was evil. It was witchcraft. And every time we open up the text and read it, we ain't reading nothing evil that the Creator is condoning. Him, his gods, his Lord gods, his lords, his daughters, goddesses, lordesses, shores, guardian. We don't see. We ain't reading nothing evil that the Creator is even condoning. Look at this. The doctrine of Yahshua. So the false gods was dealing with the religious leaders in Yahshua's day. They were the ones. You understand? Baal and Thoth. They were the ones that were inspiring the kings and the religious leaders against this way right here, y'all. This way. And this way almost got put out the earth. Because with the Roman beast, the fourth beast, or that Roman beast that's in full swing right now. You understand? That is not what Yahshua was teaching. You understand? And all you got to do is just let pride go and just sit back and hit play. Get your notes, get your resources, get your books, and read, look, and listen, and take notes, and study with us. You'll see it. Look at this. First, the god Baal, and after him, Thoth inspired the kings and rulers against these faithists. And they proved them by commanding them to eat flesh. Even swine's flesh. The which, if they refused, was testimony sufficient before the laws to convict them of being enemies against the gods. See what they did? They try to make them eat. They try to make them chew on animals. That's how you knew a faithist from an apostate. Because a faithist, a real Israelite, you understand, ain't chewing on no animal sandwiches. We were persecuted behind that. We were murdered behind that. Not just the refusing to eat the swine, all flesh. Look at this. So they were scourged and put to death whenever found. Because y'all, we ain't want to chew on animals. And you want to call us evil and demonic and satanic. How are you calling these brothers evil, demonic, and satanic? How? Because they don't want to chew on 100 billion animals every year. But as you see, that evil spirit was the one that was persecuting stand-up brothers and them that was following that light, man. You understand? And look at this. Now it came to pass that Yahshua went into Jerusalem to preach. And not many days thereafter, he was accused of preaching Yahweh, Jehovah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yehovah. He was accused of preaching the Creator, and he was arrested. And while being carried to prison, he said, "Ye are hypocrites and blasphemers. You practice none of the commandments, for all the evils of Satan. Behold, the temple shall be torn in twain, and you shall become vagabonds on the earth." And at that, the multitude cast stones upon him and killed him. And Yahweh, Jehovah, sent a chariot of fire and bore his soul to paradise. Good night. Huh? You talking about resurrection? Yeah, he was resurrected. The Creator sent a chariot of fire to bear Yahshua to paradise. Let me get my son on out of here. Bear his soul, his spirit to paradise. See that? So the death experience is different between what you read in the Bible and what you read in the YAH'S concerning Yahshua. He was stoned in her. And there was plenty of times in the Bible they were trying to stone. You dig? But we ain't read nothing evil, man. All right. You dig? We ain't read nothing evil thus far. Anybody's like, man, that's evil, it's witchcraft, it's different than, bro. Look, all right, well, eventually we got to go in the text and prove what's evil, if it's evil or not, by examining the text. And what you find out is men don't want to do that. I'm talking about none of the text. I mean, none of them. You dig? I ain't trying to get in like all this. Like, we went to all that today. One of the gospel of the Nazarenes, right? This Nazarene scene literature challenges mainstream Christianity to the core. To the core. All right, this is good research right here. I implore y'all to get all Robert Eisenman books. It's pretty thorough. Very, very thorough. Instrumental doing the Dead Sea Scrolls. But to keep it real, they hid that from the public too, y'all, for like 50 years before they allowed it to come out all the way. You understand? So, you know, anything that challenges, I find a lot of our people are afraid of that. You know what I mean? We ain't speaking nothing evil. We ain't telling you to go sin. You dig? And to be fair, even if it's a brother or sister that disagree with me, I've never put the Satan jacket on you. I'd never be like, oh, yeah, because he worships Satan. Nah, I ain't going to put that jacket on you. I mean, I know you. We just may have a disagreement. That's it. It ain't nothing but to have a convo. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, your beliefs are personal. But we can examine the text, though. Let's examine the text and see what's what. All right? You know what I mean? See what we supposed to be doing. Bless up. Bless up. Look like we ran about 2 hours a day. What's the word, family? Y'all got any questions? Talk to me. Talk to me if y'all got any questions. Phone done died. Charge my phone. Some water real quick. All right. Y'all see what's happening in the many trials and education of Messiah. All right. Different perspective. All right. There are different perspectives out there about Messiah. You dig? I find this story interesting, these different books. Very, very interesting. Well, there's the infancy stories. We read that about how he was in the temple with 12, but he was talking about physics, metaphysics, and anatomy, and astronomy. You understand? Why, when I look the book up, great messages always are. What you talking about, Anna? You talking about OWASP? They probably will say something about a new Bible or something like that. I'm pretty sure. You did. But I'm gonna hit you with something. It was a time when the Torah was the new kid on the block. You know what I mean? Can you imagine Torah coming around and you got stuff like the metal netters and the cuneiforms and the, you know what I mean? You got all type of stuff that's already in the earth. You understand? So it was a time when the Torah was the new kid on the block. It just had to prove itself. You know what I mean? Got to prove itself through what's in it, through history, through time. So yeah, WASP is new. It ain't, you understand? But it tells you in there it's based off old. It's based off old information, similar to when Messiah say, "I give you a new commandment," but what I'm saying ain't new. It's really old. Many men in remote lands who have never met each other had the same information, right? Yeah. New to the public, or you know what I mean? Look, new to my ears, new to your ears. You understand? A lot of us never heard of nothing like that to what 12 years ago, 10 years. Some of us not to last week never heard of it. You understand? But the thing is, what you're gonna bump into is a lot of people who are in opposition to any of the stuff we bring out. They just be like, their opposition is based off how it was compiled. You understand? They just do that with us with the Essene gospel. It'd be like, oh, MINISTRIES, and they put his picture of a white man and all that. And we like, we encourage, well, whatever. Let's just deal with the information. And men don't want to deal with the information. What you'll find out is that there ain't a spiritual book in this earth that the white man ain't directly or indirectly had his hand on, even if he published it, even if he translated it. You understand? Even if he had to go do the research. It ain't Nam Negro with no pickaxe going around digging up antiquity. Is you crazy? You ain't doing nothing but going back over. You ain't doing nothing but going back over the research of someone else that came before you. There ain't Nam Negro with Nama pickaxe digging up antiquity. Nama. Now. You know what I mean? I'm just going to keep it real with you. So any information, anybody dealing with you, getting it from somewhere else. All right? That's the problem. I mean, that's what it is. Anything that anybody's dealing with, they're getting it from elsewhere. All right, you may be able to expound on it more. You know, Creator may be dealing with you, give you a little more light than the brother that had it before you. You understand? But all we doing is going back over information that's been out. It's been there. You understand? They've been arguing over, man. I got a book upstairs that show you all the different sects and what they were arguing about going back to the 1st century. Everybody was divided. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. Look, love to have a convo. It ain't never a problem. But you ain't finna find no literature in this earth that the white man ain't had his hands on. Dead Sea Scrolls. You gonna say, well, Dead Sea Scrolls? That's the literature of the Messianic movement in Palestine. I understand for sure. I ain't got no problem with that. But when you done talking, the heathen man who you call a white man, if we gonna play like that, then there ain't nothing you can read because he done indirectly or directly touched it. Period. Name it. Name it. Girl, you talking about the East Indian text. If you read it in English, you don't read the Vedic scriptures and all that. If you don't read that, then you read that in English. Who translated it? And then once you get the translation, what company published it? Think about it. So that argument is old and dried out. It did. Even for the brothers that don't use the Strong's Concordance. Look, the other lexicon is the Ben Yehudi. The Ben Yehudi lexicon. Huh? That's a white man too. So you get all your definition of Hebrew letters from either James Strong or Ben Yehudi Pocket Dictionary. You see? That old argument about the white man had his hands on it. The white man wrote it. Man, the white man had his hands on your birth certificate too, Jack. And your name on there. White man wrote your name before you could write your name. It's a boy. What's his name? Lil Willie. And he wrote Lilwilly. Lil Willie is his name. Everything you use, a man, period, has had his hands on. Everything you use. You understand? So either we just gonna deal with the information and piece it together on this journey because we on this journey together. You understand? Or you gonna get stuck somewhere and just be like, oh man, this is the only thing I'm dealing with. And you got every right to do that. You understand? The only problem is when you get to talking crazy about those who refuse not to settle. I'm not settling right there. You understand? I'm not settling right there. All right? My soul won't let me. I got a thirst in me that's like, hey, look, keep searching, keep digging. You understand? Even the Messiah tell you in the what is truth. Let me read that. Let me read that a little bit. Read some of that real quick. Right, Elijah. Hold on. What you say, Elijah? It's only ignorant to say the Gentiles wrote it when they I mean, they even wrote down your social security, history, math, science. Exactly. What are we talking about here? All right, if that's the case, don't deal with nothing. Don't deal with nothing. You did? Yeah, our forefathers may have originally wrote it, you understand? But the fact that you got it is because, you understand, you've been conquered. That's the truth, man. A lot of people don't want to deal with the truth. But the truth is the truth. All right, matter of fact, let me pull this up. That way y'all can see that. You say Cal P. Lil Willie. Yeah, your name Lil Willie. Doctor wrote down Lil Willie. It's a boy. What's his name? What's him name? Lil Willie. How you spell it? L-I-L. Not even little. Lil Willie. L-I-L. Willie. But still, a man is writing down something before you did that belongs to you, supposed to. Come on, man. When we gonna deal with this? Just deal with the information, and let's see what holds up. Let's scrutinize it and see what holds up. And whatever's false, we got to get rid of. Whatever's true, we hold on to because that can benefit us. You see that? It's that simple. We're making this thing hard, y'all. It's not hard. It's not hard. It's that simple. Love the Creator with all you got, your heart, mind, strength, and soul, and love your neighbors yourself. Do righteous work unto your neighbor. Who is your neighbor? The one that showed mercy to him. What you mean? An Israelite passed him up on the road. He fell amongst the thieves. Man went down to Jericho and fell amongst thieves. Jack boys got him. Stripped him of his jewels. Beat him down. Right? The Israelite came down. What did he do? No, he kept it moving. The priest came down, kept it moving. But here come the Samaritan. And Samaritans say, hey, look, man, he got him together, bound up his wound, put oil in his wound, bound up his wound, and paid for his hotel and fed him. Which one was his neighbor? The one that showed mercy. Will you go and do the same need? You talking about vibrating high? It's so simple. We just getting our own way. You understand? I'm challenging you, brothers and sisters. Don't even stop speaking evil of one another. Especially those of us that congregate with each other. Stop speaking evil of each other. Behold the wisdom and virtue of your neighbor and not his shortcomings. His matter with his maker, Jack. His matter with his creator. I'm challenging you, brothers and sisters. You dig? Look, if you're going to open up your mouth and it's going to bring pain, don't open up your mouth. Only use your words to bring joy to the next man, woman, and child. Challenging you, brothers and sisters. That's how we supposed to be handling up. You dig? That's how we supposed to be handling up. Let me find this one last. Let me see if it's down here. I want to read something to y'all about what is truth. All right, very, very powerful. What is truth? All right, bang, bang, bang. I see y'all in the building. Bless up. Bless up. All right, I want to share that, though. Y'all got to see that. That's very, very powerful. All right, very, very powerful. Let me go to my finder real quick. Y'all bear with me 1 second. We're going to read that and get on the out of here. All right. 1 second, family. Got you. Here it is, right here. All right. So I'm finna go here for y'all real quick. All right. Bang, share screen. Share screen. Share that bio. All right, so let's work. I'll show y'all that. That's real quick. It's a different perspective, all right? All right, Gospel of the Holy 12 or Gospel of the Nazarene, all right? Translated from the original Aramaic, all right? It says right here, the Gospel of the Nazarenes, also known as the Gospel of the Holy 12, is the very gospel that was repeatedly mentioned and described by many commentators of the early assembly as the original teaching of the Nazarene called Messiah. All right. What we're going to do is go down to chapter 90. All right. We're going to read about the truth. All right. We're going to read about the truth. It's all based off perspective. We're arguing about somebody's perspective. All right. Make sure y'all can see that. Y'all good? All right, bing, bing, bang. I see y'all right there. All right, let me jump back to the page then. Y'all looking good. That's great. I did one back in. All right. Right here. All right, here it is. What is truth? Gospel of the Nazarene, chapter 90. What is truth? All right, y'all pay attention. Again, the 12 were gathered together in the circle of palm trees, and one of them, even Thomas, said to the other, "What is truth? For the same things appear different to different minds, and even to the same mind at different times. What then is truth?" Excellent question. You understand, y'all? Because reality is based off your perception, but none of us, no two beings perceive everything the same. And that's just facts. All right? You shouldn't be dominated based off, or you shouldn't be punked into believing something just because somebody else sees something different than you. So Thomas is asking, what is truth? And as they were speaking, Yahshua appeared in their midst and said, truth, one and absolute, is in Creator alone. For no man, neither any body of men, knoweth that which the Most High alone knoweth, who is the all in all. That's how you know we talking about Creator, the all in all. Who is the all in all? To men is truth revealed according to their capacity to understand and receive. Bag drop. There it is. Truth is revealed to every man, woman, and child based off their ability to receive it. Huh? What are we arguing about? It may not have been given to that brother or sister to receive what you're talking about right now. Truth is revealed according to their capacity to understand and receive. But if you don't got the space or the capacity to receive it and understand it, you understand, then you're not going to be as far along as the next brother and sister. Look at this. The one truth has many sides. And one seeth one side only. Another seeth another. And some see more than others, according as it is given to them. Yeah, one truth, but many sides to it. If I drew a 6 on the ground right now and put somebody at the north of the 6 and south of the 6, the one at the north gonna tell me that's a 9. The one at the south gonna tell me it's a 6. Who lying? And who telling the truth? Neither one of them is lying, and both are telling the truth. It's based off perception or perspective. We arguing with folk about what they perceive as truth. I'm gonna tell the truth, y'all. We both looking at the truth. We just on different sides of it. And what we arguing about here? Right? You on a different side than me. So what I perceive, you don't perceive. So how do I reach over to your side and say you lying? Nah, man, that ain't right. Behold this crystal. How the one light is manifest in 12 faces. Huh? Yea, 4 times 12, and each face reflected one ray of light, and one regardeth one face, and another another. But it is the one crystal and the one light that shineth all in all. Like one light hit that crystal, gonna shine in 48 different faces. Which one is true? All of them. All of them. This one crystal got 12 faces, and when that one light hit each face, it multiplies by 4. I see that? Yeah, it's one light, it's one crystal, but it's many perspectives of that truth. Stop all the jaw jacking. It's pointless at this point. It's pointless at this time. That's why Messiah told you over there in Owaski, stop talking about your shortcomings and the downfalls of your brothers and sisters. Only speak of what they doing right. That's it. Behold again, when one climbeth the mountain and attain one height, he said, this is the top of the mountain. Let us reach it. And when they have reached that height, lo, they see another beyond it until they come to that height, from which no other height is to be seen. If so be, they can attain it. We're saying, look, you climb a mountain, you think you can get to the top, and when you get to what you thought was the top, there's still more mountain to climb. You in the truth and you climbing up the truth, but when you get to the top to what you think is the truth, there's still more mountain. There's still more truth to ascertain. There's still more truth to acquire. Israel has become stagnant out here in the truth. We sitting ducks. This is it. Couple commandments, couple feast days, party over. Nah, Jack, that ain't. Look, there's more to the story. And that's all we've been trying to tell brothers and sisters. There's more to the story. You missing a lot. You missing a gang of puzzle pieces. Oh, I believe in you got the whole piece. No, you don't. Let me bag you up a little and show you how much you're missing. Look at this. So it is with the truth. So it is with truth. I am the truth and the way and the life, and have given to you the truth I have received from above. And that which is seen and received by one is not seen and received by another. Look at this. What is seen and received by one is not seen and received by another. Yeah, reality is based off perception or perspective. And there are no two people on this earth that perceive everything the same way. That which appeared true to some seem not true to others. That which seemed true to some seem a lie, seem like a lie to others. They who are in the valley see not as they who are on the top of the hill or on the hilltop. Facts. You on top of that hill or that mountain, your perspective is different than the man that's in the valley. Facts. You see these simple truths? And this right here keep you from all. What are you arguing with folk about? I mean, obviously, don't nobody want to catch no fade and debate. So what are we arguing about? Look at this. But to each, it is the truth. But to each, it is the truth as the one man seeth it. It's all perspective. It's all perception. And y'all, that's subjective then. Because if my perspective is not yours, then my perspective is subjective. It's not objective. And your perspective is what forms your reality. You mean tell me reality is subjective? It's all based off perception. Who you thinking rich really poor? Who you thinking poor is really rich? Up is down. Look at this right here. It says that. But to each it is the truth as the one mind seeth it. And for that time, till a higher truth shall be revealed unto the same. And to the soul which receives higher light shall be given more light. Wherefore, condemn not others, that you be not condemned. You see that? Higher light, And that's what you on to, a higher truth or a higher light shall be revealed. Don't get boastful, man. That's all it is. It's all I need to know. That's all I need right here. You know, well, you cutting yourself off at the stump. You cutting yourself off at the foundation. Cutting yourself off the foundation. Talking about this all you need. What you mean is all you need? As if you didn't studied and encompass all the Creator's creation. How is this all you need when you ain't studied anything? You don't know what's going on out here. Look at this. It says right here, wherefore condemn not others that you be not condemned, as you keep the holy law of love, which I have given unto you, so shall the truth be revealed more and more unto you. You want to get deeper and closer where you sincerely got to love, you understand, the Most High's creation. Love one another. And through that more gets revealed to you. See, hatred don't get revelations. Too much hate in your blood. And that's how you know an assembly is stagnant and full of hate. Ain't no revelation coming through. Ain't no challenging going through. It's the same regalia. It's the same dry delivery, same dry speech, same dry sermon. See that? As you keep the holy law of love, which I have given unto you, so shall the truth be revealed more and more unto you. And the spirit of truth, which cometh from above, shall guide you, albeit through many wanderings, into all truth, even as the fiery cloud guided the children of Israel through the wilderness. Be faithful to the light. Listen to this. Be faithful to the light you have until a higher light is given to you. Seek more light and you shall have abundantly. Rest not till you find. Sound like the Messiah telling you the truth is something that must be searched. And if you in this, and if you in a vibration where you ain't searching no more, guess what? That ain't the truth. That ain't the truth. We seek more light. He telling you on your path of truth, you gonna bump into a higher light. Stay faithful to the light that you have, to a higher light shall come. Right here. Because remember, y'all, it's all one truth. It's one truth. It's just different perspectives on something. That's it. You're going to see it different. All right? Look at this right here. God giveth you all truth as a ladder with many steps. Verse 11. Verse 10. God giveth you all truth as a ladder with many steps for the salvation and perfection of the soul. And the truth which seemeth today, you will abandon for the higher truth of tomorrow. Press ye on to perfection. Bag drop. Y'all heard this? Messiah say, look, I'm going to tell y'all like this. The truth, you can look at the truth and liken it to a ladder with many steps. What you find truthful today, you will abandon for higher truth tomorrow. Press on to a perfection. So as you climb in every rung of the ladder, you understand, you receive a different perception. And you become more and more perfected as you climb the ladder of truth. And that's what we all doing. Nobody has reached that. You understand? We run around here acting like we've been perfected and we the groovy guru. No, y'all still stank in the morning. Keep it real. You just smell like the bottomless pit in the morning. Keep it real. You understand? But we're supposed to be pressing on toward perfection. All right? Be faithful to the light that you have, and to a higher light shall come. Seek more light and you shall find it. More abundantly. Don't rest till you find. He tell you stop being stagnant. Stop being lazy. All right? And a lot of my brothers and sisters know they're not being fed spiritually no more. Not being fed spiritually no more. It's real dry. It's real boring. It's the same soup warmed over. It's the same breakdowns. You ain't being challenged. And you can fool yourself if you want to. You can try to convince yourself you are, but you're malnourished spiritually. You can tell. You can tell. So if you're going to press on to a perfection, that requires for you to abandon yesterday's truths for the higher truths of the day and the higher truths of tomorrow. See that? Right? Well, you ain't in no truth if you ain't searching. You're not. You're not. If y'all get some understanding so far, give me a 7 up in the chat. Almost done. Whoso keepeth the holy law which I have given, the same shall save their souls. However differently they may see the truths which I have given. Do y'all hear this? He's saying you're going to see it differently, but you got to keep the commandments. You got to keep the natural law of the Creator. And we went over those commandments. We read about the doctrine of Yahshua and Owaspy. We read about the commandments that Yahshua would teach and taught in the gospel of the Nazarene. He say, whoso keepeth the holy law which I have given, the same shall save their souls. However differently they may see the truths which I have given. Now, we ain't arguing about perspective anymore or perception. As long as you understand and look, worship the Creator, hey, righteous work done unto others, right? And you striving to get your health together and all that, you on the right path. All right? You on the right path of salvation. All right? Many shall say unto me, Master, Master, we have been zealous for your truth. But I shall say unto them, no, nay, but that others may see as you see, and none other truth beside. He's like, kill the zealous talk. Kill the zealous talk, right? All that, well, I'm zealous. I kill that. You only wanted somebody to see it from your perspective and yours only. Because according to you, there is no other truth. See that? No, so Yahshua has destroyed those claiming they zealous, and they out here, you understand, destroying everything they come across. Yeah, you can kill that talk. You only zealous because you want somebody to come into subjection to what you saying, to what you believe. But I shall say unto you now, nay, but that others may see as you see, and none other truth beside. Faith without charity is dead. Belief without the work to follow the belief is dead. Love is the fulfilling of the law. How shall faith in what they receive profit them that hold it in unrighteousness? How faith gonna profit you if you holding faith in unrighteousness? How? Look at this. Look at this. Page 114. It says, they who have love have all things. Y'all heard that? Again, y'all, this is all a simulation. Right? Start looking at this thing backwards. The rich niggas is the poor niggas. Those who are rich are actually poor. Why? Because they who have love have all things. And without love, there is nothing worth. Let each hold what they see to be truth and love, knowing that where love is not, truth is a dead letter and profiteth nothing. Whatever you talking about is truthful, but the love ain't there. You know when the love ain't there because you feel that. We done felt all the hatred and bickering and slandering and death threats over the past year and a half. You feel when somebody hates you. You can feel that. And likewise, they feel the love we pour back that way. The prayers we send back that way. They who have love have all things, and without love, there is nothing worth. Let each hold what they see to be the truth in love. All right, whatever perspective you have, as long as you sincere with that. You understand? As long as it ain't no scheme, man. As long as it ain't no hustle. As long as you ain't trying to get over. You understand? Hold that in love. Be sincere, man. Knowing that where love is not, truth is a dead letter and profit of nothing. Thereby goodness and truth and beauty, but the greatest of these is goodness. If any have hatred to their fellows and harden their hearts to the creatures of the Creator's hands, how can they see truth unto salvation, seeing their eyes are blinded and their hearts are hardened to the Creator's creation? As I have received the truth, so have I given it to you, that each receive it according to their light and ability to understand. You only can receive it based off your ability to receive it, Jack. That's it. That's it. You got to stop getting mad at others because they don't see what you see. Stop being mad and trying to subjugate others into your belief, your train of thought. No, we just here to share the information. What resonates with you? What makes sense? What makes sense? You dig? And a lot of people over the past year be hitting up. You met, brother, hey, what you saying? First I ain't see it, now I see it. I've been off this for so long, bro. I feel great. Thank you. Keep going. Look, all praise to the Creator. I'm just here to, hey, look, I'm just here to speak what He allowed me to speak. That's it. I don't need no praise for nothing. I ain't looking for a whole bunch of, I ain't looking for no students. None. Now we got brothers and sisters we fellowship with, and we glean off one another and sharpen one another. You understand? Eventually we're gonna be in our communities, sharing all resources, having all things in common. That's where it's headed. All right. Now look at this. As I received the truth, so have I given it to you, that each receive it according to their light and ability to understand, and persecute not those who receive it after a different interpretation. Bag drop. Good night. There it is. You dig? And what the Israelites receiving is just what is natural to come back. Naturally, people gonna come back swinging swords. Israel been punking everybody on the street since the 60s. So let Israel that start catching smoke, let them deal with that, man. They don't need you to defend nothing. Brothers is well equipped. We've been teaching in these streets for a long time. You understand? Them brothers need to be questioned about what's being brought up. And they don't need you to defend them at all. All right? Now look at this. Now we tell you, stop persecuting those who receive what they receive is true, or what they know is truth after a different interpretation than you. What are you persecuting them for? For truth is the might of the Creator, and it shall prevail in the end over all errors. But the holy law which I have given is plain for all, and just and good. Let all observe it for the salvation of their souls. He said the truth gonna prevail in the end anyway over all errors. All right. You want to be right, though? You want to be right? Hey, live by that universal law. All right. Live by that universal law. And we read about them today. We read about, Yahshua's doctrine, the gospel of the Nazarenes, and an Owaspi. They line up. Line up. See that? Line up. Right? So all praise. We even read about Mashiach, like I say, in the infancy story, the lost books of the Bible. Dig? Line up. So we're here to investigate the creators of the Most High's creation. You are. That's what you're here for. All right? You're not to worship his creation, you're to worship the creator. But if you want to find out more about him, you got to study his creation, which includes yourself. You understand? Which includes yourself. So everything from anatomy to astrophysics, to metaphysics, to the paranormal. What you want to study? You want to study botany? What you want to study? Legally? Like what you want to study? Whatever has to do with the creator's creation, you can study that and find out your creator's character. You understand? And all you brothers and sisters had that ability. All right? Through faith, all things are accomplished. Without faith, nothing is accomplished. Nothing is accomplished. You got to believe that. All right? More than just saying, I know there's an all, I know that there's the Most High. I know there's a higher power. Now, it's better than I know it, and I'm going forth in his power and wisdom to conquer. In righteousness, that is. That person right there really got faith. Like, I know he exists, and I'm about to put his word into action. What he says, I'm about to put in action. I salute. So I salute all y'all in the name of the Most High, the name of the Creator, Yahweh, Yahuwah. You understand? Peace, love, light, healing, and balance. I see y'all in the building. Lisa Edwards in the building, my beloved sister. Bless up to the house of Yadai El Yon in the building. Bless up Fat Peas in the building. What up, Bless up NehemiYAH in the building. I see y'all. Shout out to all the haters, jaw jackers, and naysayers. We love y'all too. Bless up. All right. We're gonna do say us a prayer and get up out of here, y'all. All praises, glory, and honor to the Most High. For those that know, face Yerushalayim. We offer up these prayers. Heavenly Father, Most High power, the Creator, the omnipotent, the all in all, the ever present, the always was, is, and ever shall be, the mighty Yahweh, Jehovah, the Creator. We stand as a solid unit in this very hour, and we stand together, and we choose to see your might. We choose to see your power. We come against every unclean spirit, every sickness, every demon, every drug, every drudge, attempting to invade us and bring harm to these vessels. We bind them and we break them in your mighty name, Yahweh. We bind them and we break them. We dismiss them from our presence. We are here to bring your light to this world of darkness. We're here to raise up mortals and unclean spirits who have wavered from your path, wavered from your way. We choose to walk in power this very hour. We choose to walk in power. We choose to walk in your wisdom. We choose to walk in your discernment. We choose to walk in your healing in this very hour. We as a solid unit take a stand against every unclean spirit affecting the body in this very hour. Every so-called sickness and plague affecting the body in this very hour. We have pledged our bodies to be temples of yours, Yahweh, Creator of the heavens, Creator of the earth. We have pledged our bodies to be your vessels, your temples. And we have pledged today to let our words be for joy to our neighbors. We have pledged today. We have pledged today to let our words not only be of joy, but to talk of the wisdom and the virtue in our neighbors and not their shortcomings, because their matter is with you. In your name and your power and your authority, we invoke a massive healing vortex worldwide to combat the monkeypox, to combat the corona, to combat any so-called plague and sickness invented by man or not. We bind, break, obliterate, and destroy it in the name of the Creator, the omnipotent one, the all in all, the ever present, the always was and ever shall be, the great I am, the mighty Yahweh, Yahweh, Jehovah. We pray, and we declare war on the kingdom of darkness. All praises, hallelujah. All praises, all glory, all honor to the Most High. Give him your praise, y'all. You need any proof of Creator, study creation. You understand? Study yourselves. All right? And no matter what you're dealing with, whether it's an unclean spirit, whether it's dementia, bipolarism, schizophrenia. We take a stand with you today as your brothers and sisters to break that unclean spirit, put it in check, and bind it. In the name of the Creator, we send forth a massive healing vortex into your mind, body, and spirit, and we command it to strike where needed. We command it to strike where needed in the name of the Most High. For we have pledged our lives unto you. All praises, glory, and honor to the Most High. I see y'all in the building. Bless up. Right on for the prayers, right on for the support, y'all. Believe that and know that. You know what I mean? All praises, all glory, honor. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm about to go handle these short leggers. The inmates are running the asylum, and we can't have it. You did want to get on here and chop it up with the family. All right. Shout out today. We also found out that the Israelites, the Essenes, or the Faithists. If you're dealing with the whole Israelite Jerusalem communities and the different communities all throughout Israel that was living in what we call the way, you dig? Those were the Faithists, and we were persecuted by the apostate Jews who were under the inspiration of Baal and Thoth. Backdrop. What are you saying? What are you saying? Strap up or back up. Bust your guns. That's right. You understand? Let these unclean spirits know because you got the authority over. All right? Shout out to the Creative Gang, man. Creative Gang is the family. Creative Gang is the movement. Believe that and know that. All right? Till the next time, love all y'all in deed and truth. Continue to pray for one another and continue to strive to do the righteous works. You understand? That the Creator inspires you to do. Keep doing that. You understand? It may be a complete stranger he may have you feed. You may have just went and got your food and I'm hungry, pulling up to the corner and you like, dang, bro, there with one arm. Hey, bro, I ain't got no money, but I got this salad I just brought from so-and-so. It's yours, brother. If you want some food, you have it. Sure, I'll take it. There you go. Your whole mission that day, you know what your mission was that day? Your mission was to feed that brother or sister. To feed that brother and sister, to bless their soul. And the Creator used you to do it. All while disciplining yourself at the same time because you had your mouth set on that. And you was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and get the bro. Hey, man, hey, raise up and do righteous works on the others. Do the same for the next stranger. Man, woman, and child. Bless up. May he light it. See that? Your job, our job, right on for the super chat, my beloved sister Lisa Edwards. Bless up. Our job, you understand, is to bless and heal the Most High's creation. See that? Believe that, man. Believe that, know that. That's what this whole thing is about. And in doing that, that's how you serve the Most High. That's how you serve the Creator. By righteous works that you do unto his creation. By that, you're serving him. It's real simple. And Messiah taught that like 2,000 years ago. You did. All right. So all praises, all glory, all honor. That's right, NehemiYAH. Shine that light, brother. Shine that light, brother. That's what I'm talking about. All praises. Love all y'all in deed and in truth. Until the next time. Bless up. Clip up. Strap up or back up. All right. Till the next time. Yahoo.